Why do I live in Costa Rica? And what to do in Costa Rica? Muriel, what do you do in Costa Rica to make your living? That's the two most frequently asked questions I have received over the past 6+ years that I have been living here in Costa Rica together with my husband Dirk and 2 children. Welcome to this video. Chances are that you're scrolling on YouTube to find information, and there's plenty of information to find about Costa Rica living and how to make a living in Costa Rica as well. And on my channel you find a lot of variable information. In this video particularly we'll explain those two questions because things have been evolving. I have been here quite a little bit longer now since the making of my first video, so if you want, stick to the end and it may give you some clarity for yourself about what you want, because why I want to be in Costa Rica still after 6+ years does not have to mean it's the same for you. You know, there's good reasons for people to leave as well, and there's plenty of examples of people who leave. So in a nutshell, who am I, why I'm making these videos? Well, I moved from the Netherlands with my family. I used to be a social worker, and Dirk used to be a restaurant owner. In 2013 we hit a major bankruptcy, and that brought us online. That helped us, like, in more or less 2 years time to replace my social worker job and to totally replace the restaurant income and to pay off $300,000 debt. So that's in a nutshell what brought us online, and bringing us online with the online business with a solid income gave us the freedom of choice to look elsewhere, to plant our flag, to live with our growing up children. So that is basically why we started to travel more, because we had the freedom to travel more. And one day, I think it was 2015, 2016, we were vacationing in Costa Rica. And here's the biggest reason why we chose Costa Rica. During that vacation, and that was in Dominical, the first basically experiences in Costa Rica happened there. We instantly fell in love with the country. We fell in love with the culture, with the language, with the atmosphere. We saw that there was community, that it was expat friendly. There was beautiful ocean. You can surf. It's an active country. It's a super green. We saw wildlife. We saw how locals and expats and tourists were kind of blending in. Super friendly. Did I already told you that? Well, and then also we found out that there was great internet. So we had, I remember it was like 3 weeks there in Costa Rica. In the first 14 days, Dirk and I literally decided, let's move to Costa Rica. And that was perhaps a bit weird. We thought, how are we so sure? Maybe you think you will be so sure. Well, we were kind of done in the Netherlands because of our history. I used to be a social worker, but also survived a major burnout. We don't have a big family anymore in the Netherlands. A lot of our parents passed away. So that made it kind of easier to literally go from Europe to a different continent. But it was the combination of working online and being able to live in a country where there's still monkeys living in the trees next to your house that made our heart jump. Knowing that our children will be growing up experiencing that and not getting used to seeing monkeys in the zoos, you know. It was kind of a visionary thought that we cannot really change the world, but we can change how we live in this world and what we teach our children. So yeah, it was a combination of those things that made us decide on that vacation we will be moving to Costa Rica, and we start the process right away. So that vacation I bought a notebook, really like a book like this, and I started to write down all the things that we needed to figure out in order to know where to live and what to do, what to arrange, what to let go in the Netherlands, what to find in Costa Rica, like what do you need to move to a different continent, right? So that's where the journey started. And in a nutshell, big jump forward, I never regretted a day. Our children never regretted a day. Now our daughter was back then 13, 14. Back then she wasn't very happy. As you can imagine, she was a teenager and we literally dragged her out of her life. It's a big blockage for a lot of people when they have growing up children. Like, what am I doing to them when I decide as a family to move to Costa Rica or to another country? But my experience is our decision was, we are family 4 with Dirk's mom, my mother-in-law 5, very close. There was one who didn't want to move, and that was our daughter. We decided it for her. And we also facilitated all the things that was our promise to her. Tell us what you find important in your life, and we're going to figure out a place where to live, where we can facilitate the things that make you feel happy. So meeting other kids, other teenagers, horses, being close to a town where there's interaction and shops and stuff. So that's how we've done it. So we did an exploration vacation, like more or less a couple of months later, and really with my notebook in my hand, like start to explore Costa Rica through the eyes of new coming expats. Like, where do our kids find all those things that they can, they can enjoy being a child growing up in Costa Rica as a Costa Rica expat, and for ourselves, where is the good internet areas? How does everything work? Where do we find houses, etc.? All the practical stuff. Well, my YouTube channel is basically the result of everything I've learned so far, and I'm still learning every day. Lately, the accent of what I share is more or less like mindset wise, not so much practical wise anymore. Not that I'm not learning, but people tend to make decisions to yes or no live in Costa Rica, move to Costa Rica based on practical stuff. But I believe the biggest chunk is mindset stuff, because you cannot arrange everything in advance. So if you're playing with the thought of how would my life look like when I live in Costa Rica, am I afraid of stuff? And it's a lot of fear that also started to get under my skin. But I learned as an online marketing coach, life and business coach, I went through a lot of training and coaching myself. I know that fear is your biggest enemy. So I learned to master fear, or basically let go of fear, block the fear, and don't let fear interfere with my choices. That is also a tip for you. If you wonder, would it be good for me to live in Costa Rica? Would it be the best decision, the right decision? No one can tell you in advance, and no one could tell me in advance. So, by the way, yeah, I think this is the time also to start explaining what is it that I do in Costa Rica. Because if you ask yourself the question, to live in Costa Rica, yes or no, why do I live in Costa Rica? Well, I'll mention all the benefits for me. This is what I love about Costa Rica. And there's way more, but this is in a nutshell. Now, what do I do in Costa Rica? Well, I maintained running my online business. I create my income through my laptop. I'm talking right now through my laptop to you. And what do I do in Costa Rica to make my living? I can talk about what you can do in Costa Rica practically, like zip lining, surfing and stuff. But I kind of think that you can figure that out on my channel with my other videos or through other people's videos. But what is not really likely to be shared is what a lot of people do in Costa Rica to make their living without having a job, without depending on Airbnb or hotel running, which is not passive income, which can be super challenging. It can also be super duper cool. It depends on what you want. I prefer not to have long work shifts or to have a job or to depend on a boss to pay me while working remotely. I work independently for myself with my husband. We run an online business, and then people ask me, but what do you do? Like, like, what kind of work do you do? And I can make a whole new video about it. I made several videos about it. I will help you find this this is around minute 10, a pop-up where there's a whole playlist about how to make money in Costa Rica. How do I make money in Costa Rica? But more or less, what do I do in Costa Rica? I enjoy my life. Look, if you look around, like I'm sitting in my bus, but literally this is my view. I have a 2.5-hectare property. I'm sitting here because it's air conditioned. It's super humid and there's a lot of mosquitoes outside. There's a big hammock over there. Oh, where there, how do you point? There. My dogs are outside. I love to live the simple life. So I do a lot of living outdoors. And I literally, what I do in a day is waking up, do some mind work, meditation work, reading, listening to an ebook while I drink my coffee or tea. Then I head to the gym. So this is my daily routine. Then I come back from the gym. Sometimes I run some errands on my way back. And then I do basically like more or less 3 hours of work online. It depends what it is. I do run coaching programs, life and business coaching for everyone who wants to build a laptop business. Also, when you don't have any products or services, I teach people where to get started and how everyone can start building their business and running serious income online from scratch. You can use several strategies for it, and that's of course what I teach. You can also click the first link or one of the links below, but the first link is primary, to a starter's course. If you totally new and you're like, I want to get a grasp of what she's doing online, click the first link and you will find 2 of my friends, and they're literally showing what Dirk and I do and how we got started online. It's called affiliate marketing, high ticket affiliate marketing. We didn't have any products ourselves. That was back in the days, 10 years ago. But up till the day of today, we still create income streams using affiliate marketing, selling other people's products, but not by pushing and how do you say that, repelling people or chasing friends and family, but just by providing value, by sharing our passion, by sharing our knowledge, by sharing our expertise, by telling stories, by basically creating content based on questions people ask online. And that, when we discover this way of marketing, this is how our business is running. This is what we do. We basically help others with what we have figured out. And that helps people to create a better quality of life. And as a reward, we earn our income with that. And I can teach you how that works as well. So basically, I empower people. I help people to create more freedom, to build a business online. And I enjoy life for the fullest, because I used to work long shifts, and sometimes I had like 15 to 24-hour shifts at work. And I knew it was killing me eventually. I was burned out already. So what do I do in Costa Rica? I enjoy the pura vida life. Literally, I pick fruit from my trees. I swim in the ocean. I sit in the tide pool. You can watch my videos. I also have a TikTok called Muriel.Costa Rica. And you know, I want to inspire those who are still watching my video, which is 13 minutes already, to inspire you that a life to live in Costa Rica is what you create out of it. And I created this life, and it doesn't mean it should be your life, because there are so many different qualities of life and ways to live in Costa Rica. But my life is all over my YouTube channel. I will live with my dogs, with my family. Check it out, check out my other videos and ask me questions. And for those wondering, okay, how do I start to build a business online so I can also have the choice to live in Costa Rica starting this year or next year financially, because that's often the biggest blockage for people. I live here because I brought my laptop, so I brought my online business and my income. I encourage you to be curious and to check out the first link for a starter's course, to get a grasp of what is it that Dirk and I do. It's an excellent starter's course. But if you scroll a little bit more below in the description, or perhaps even in the comments. You can also check out what coaching programs I run and even book a free coaching call with me. You'll find that button on my coaching page. It's not obligated. Do whatever. Perhaps you just came here to hear why do I live in Costa Rica and that was it. But I want to inspire you that there's so much to explore here. It has a reason that I still love it to live here in Costa Rica. Let me know if you found any value in this video. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and check out my next videos because I have a whole list lined up, and also to share what I have been up to the past couple of months here in Costa Rica, specifically for those people who want to move to Costa Rica and are looking for empowerment because they're blocked by fear and stuff. So I have way more to share, but that's not for now, otherwise the video will be too long. Thanks for watching. This was Muriel from Costa Rica. Talk soon.